They need to give me mine.
What do you want?
I need my money.
How much?
I need a lot of it all the way back from when I was in school till today. I mean, no, seriously, I'm excited about it. I think these student athletes deserve every single penny, both on the female side of the game as well as on the male side of the game, both in the Power Four sports as well as in somewhat the non-traditional sports. I mean, when you think about it, the cash in for some of these star players in the big markets is going to be unbelievable. You think about SEC country for football. You think about out west for some of the sports that they play, the tennis, the golf, the things that are not your traditional sports. Reggie Bush is right. What type of money Reggie Bush would have made in college from endorsing a product? Matt Lyon, Heisman Trophy winners. Just think about it for a minute. You didn't have to worry about those sort of things that took place because everybody would have gotten the payday that they deserved. Rex Chapman is 100% right. He was a star player at Kentucky at a big-time basketball program. And when you think about it, we got none of that money. They're selling T-shirts, jerseys, you name it. Bobblehead dolls. I went back to USC. This was maybe 3 years ago. And they have a suite named after me. Oh. I got none of that money when they sold that suite. You walk in the suite, there's jerseys hanging up, there's pictures of me. They didn't come to me and say, hey, is it okay to do this? They just did it. So it's going to be interesting to see how everything is shaped up and navigate, how they will be able to navigate through everything. But I'm excited about it, Freddie. I can't wait to see the first time a big-time athlete cashes in at another level.
Well, we're starting to see it now, Key, because Derek King, the quarterback for Miami, just signed a deal to give him $20,000 off the jump. Bo Nix, the quarterback of Auburn, has already signed a deal to have Milo iced tea where he's going to say, this is the best sweet tea in the Southeast. I'm Bo Nix, the Auburn quarterback. But here's something else that people don't realize. There are going to be 4 states that are really going to benefit. Schools in 4 states are really going to benefit. Schools in Florida, Texas, Washington, and Tennessee. Why? No state income tax, which means that you get to keep all your money you're going to make in terms of that. You don't think that's not a recruiting advantage for every school in Texas, every school in Florida? If you're a young man or young woman coming out of high school, and let's say your choices are Georgia and Florida State, and you think about going to Florida State and somebody says, you come here, Mr. or Miss, and we're going to have you endorse our product and we give you that kind of money, and you realize you can keep the majority of your money, all of it, in those 4 states, that's a seismic thing in terms of that with those 4 states, especially the 2 speed states I talked about when it comes to Florida and Texas. So that's number 1. Number 2, and I go back to what Paul Feinbaum, Keith, said on your show, how seismic this is for the NCAA. It eliminates the NCAA in terms of they never want athletes to get paid anyway. Mm-hmm. Now, athletes can have the best part-time jobs ever, and the NCAA can say, well, we don't have to pay you guys. Other people are going to do it for us. That doesn't mean that your power structure is going to go completely out of the window because, to Paul's point and Key to your point, now that power structure is non-existent in the NCAA. You may be in charge of organizing championships and having sites, but if somebody comes along and says, we'll pay you X amount of dollars to have a championship here, what is the school going to do? What is the conference going to do? They're going to go where the money is. Anytime you want to solve problems in big-time college athletics, you follow the money trail. And that's exactly what's happening here. I'm not going to fault anybody for making money off their name. And Key, I'm not going to fault you for wanting reparations for what you didn't get at USC. I clearly understand that because for the longest time, the NCAA has made billions and billions of dollars off the backs of you and other athletes out there, male and female, in either power sports or non-power sports or non-revenue generating sports. At a certain point, it has come home to roost, which means that Mark Emmert, you should worry about your job security. You've been stealing money in charge of NCAA as a president for a long, long time. Brother, those days are over, and even he knows it, and that's why he is really skittish about this going on right now with the NIL.
The fascinating thing about it, Charlie and Freddie, is I don't even think people realize that if you are tied to a university as a booster, you can contribute. If you have a business, let's say, for instance, Keyshawn Johnson's tied to USC, and I have a business in apparel, and I want to sign somebody from USC's team to an apparel deal that does not conflict with the school's licensing agreement with that company, whether it's Nike, Adidas, or whatever the case. In our case at USC is Nike. I can do that free will, and I can pay what I want to pay. And there's nothing the NCAA or anybody else can do about it. Now, within rules, clearly, things will be done. But imagine some of those programs with those coaches that have the ability and friends that have the ability with that university's contact to be able to say, I now own this dealership. We have 500 dealerships across the state, and we want you to endorse this product because you're special, but there's an end to it because the coach has a relationship and that individual has a relationship with the athletic department. They don't have to go through all the red tape anymore. It's simple and easy. See, I love that. I love that because our university at USC and all the powerful people that we have from an alumni standpoint own a ton of businesses that I'm sure they wanted to help student athletes in a legal way get things done, and now they can.
It's sort of like in the Ivy League where you have Harvard and Yale, where how many alums will help out students there at Harvard and Yale, where say, hey, you're doing a great job here. Guess what? I got a job for you. I got a proposition for you. I got a place where you can help us and we can help you at the same time. Key and Charlie, that's what this is from that standpoint because, Key, I didn't even think about that. If you're a coach or anybody in the athletic department, you have a tie with somebody, all of a sudden you can say, hey, this is going to benefit everybody. And you know what that's going to do? It becomes the best recruiting tool. No longer do you have to go out and beg 17, 18-year-olds. You can say, hey, we made X amount of dollars, and by the way, we still won national championships or competed for national championships. That becomes another recruiting tool that you can use as a university and an athletic department because they can say, hey, my friend went there and he benefited, but then everybody benefited. Man, I can't wait to get a part of that.